good? Yeah, think me up now. Just like that, just like that. Cool. So anyway, back to the story that I was going to tell you guys, right? So I'm in a plane and I'm flying back from overseas. Now, mind you, I have 13 hours to go before I'm able to, land back home in Nashville, Tennessee, right? So as I'm flying, I got my headphones on, I'm jamming, and as I'm scrolling through my phone, I see that Nipsey Hussle dropped a new album. So, I throw it on because, like, what else there to do? I just throw it on. And you know how sometimes it shows the picture of the artist as you hear the music? Well, one of his pictures had an image of him wearing one of his shirts from his clothing company, Marathon Clothing Company. So, right? So, I thought it was pretty fire. So, as I land, I hop in the Uber, pull out my phone, and I go right to the website and get like 2 shirts from there, right? And I'll show you one of the shirts, but before I show you the shirt that I got that compelled me to tell y'all this story, it was so ironic because my Uber driver was from South Korea, and I was coming back home from South Korea. And I kid you not, the entire way back to my house, he played DMX and knew every word or knew every song word from word, and it was just crazy, right? Anyway, this right here, the shirt that I got from Nipsey Hussle's website, had a image of this right here on the shirt, right? Now, if you don't know, this is Mary and Jesus. The image as a whole is called Black Madonna, right? Now, I got this shirt because it represents, I like what it represents, right? You don't usually see any pictures of Mary and Jesus in an image of black, of being black, right? But it makes sense that they would have been black, being from that area during the time, right? So the fact that there's a image of spiritual figures who are in the same image of black people, for me that holds power. Not necessarily the religion as a whole, but just the image, if that makes sense. The image of having like black faces being represented properly. I like it, so I got the shirt. Right? So anyway, fast forward a few days later, I ended up getting the shirt in the mail, and my wife had got this big, beautiful picture that she wanted me to hang up on the wall. Right? I didn't have any nails, so I went to Home Depot. But before I went to Home Depot, I threw on this shirt because why not? So here's where it gets really, really interesting, right? So I go to Home Depot, I pull up, and as I'm walking in through the front doors, on my right side, I see this man staring at me. I don't really pay no mind because I thought he was just being weird, so I go on about my business. And as I'm walking through the aisle trying to find the nails, I see that same man walk across me in the whole other aisle. But this time he stops. And then when he stops, he looked at me. And eyes got really, really big, and he had this like huge smile on his face. I was just he had so much excitement in his face, and I was like, yo, like what's going on right now? Like who, I have no idea who this guy is, but he walks up to me with this big smile on his face, and he points at me and goes, "Queen of Heshua, Queen of Heshua." And I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about, right? Like, what? Who are you and what are you talking about right now? And he goes, no, that is our queen. That is our queen, Queen of Heshua. And I go, Black Madonna? You know, I'm pointing at the shirt like, Black Madonna? He's like, yes, that is the Black Madonna. And I'm like, okay, so, you know, what did you say to when you first walked up to me? And he says, Queen of Heshua. And he begins to give me the whole entire, like, background about what this image is. And here's what it means. In Poland, this image, this icon right here, because the guy wasn't Poland, he was Polish. This guy right here, or this icon right here, has temples built for it and is worshipped all throughout Poland. Right? They actually like have temples built for this specific icon, and it is a god for them. Mary, it's not that Mary is a god and Jesus is a god, but he was telling me that the entire icon, the entire portrait itself, is worshipped and considered a god. Where he's from in his country of Poland, in his city of Sedgwick. And to me, I was just like mind blown. So when he told me that, he asked me like, so did you not know that? And I'm like, no. He said, so what is that? So why are you wearing it? And I'm like, well, to me, I like that it represents, you know, I like that Mary and Jesus are represented as being black. And he goes, yeah, like, you know, like he's like, yeah, like we already know that, but, you know, belief wise, like, do you believe in it? And I'm like, I mean, nah, not like you do. You know what I mean? So it was just crazy, man, because he was able to break down so much history behind, you know, what this icon on my shirt represented. Like, I had a literal God on my shirt, and the guy from Poland was so happy he was so excited because he told me that he would have never thought that somebody from here would be wearing that or would even know what that is. And I mean, even down to how, you know, the hands are shaped or positioned, the color of each robe that's being worn here, the star on her forehead, the light behind it, which is also, when you think about it, the light behind Mary and Jesus' head is a resemblance of what some of the hieroglyphs that are in Africa or Egypt as well too. It's just crazy how they all correlate, but all of that means something, and the portrait as a whole is worshipped because of the meaning behind each symbol behind this portrait. It's crazy. And as a matter of fact, I can show you the exact shirt that I got from the website. Right, and then right here, I have this exact shirt hanging up in my closet. And then what's even more crazier is that I decided to go home and, after our encounter, like, I got the nails and went back home. And mind you, I'm driving back home and I'm just still like just in disbelief that there's a whole country that worships a black Jesus and a black Mary. And I mean, they actually worship, like they have temples built around it, and they pray and worship to it. They believe that Mary, this image, this icon, is a protector of their city. So I'm just like, I'm just amazed that I was wearing that. And then as I got back home, I wanted to do my research on it, and I ended up finding this video of a priest from that area of Sedgwick in Poland being interviewed by a news reporter, and it's all in English. Okay, I'll put the video somewhere down below in the description if you want to watch that kind of stuff. But in the first 15 minutes, the news reporter asked the priest, how did this icon or this God that we worship get the name Black Madonna? And the first thing that he said, I kid you not, is, well, let's remember that this image was a representation of the people living in the land at the time, right? And then he goes on to say black, brown, and mulatto people. So that is what this image is a resemblance of. And when I heard that, I was like, I just would have never guessed, man, and it just blew my mind that, a whole country literally they pray to not just Mary, but the entire photo is considered a god. The entire icon is considered a god, and it just blew my mind. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys, man. I thought it's pretty interesting. But anyway, thank y'all for joining, man. I greatly appreciate it. That's all I got for today. Thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all next time. Peace.